Hi, today we want to talk about how to stop rushing through life, and I want you to actually enjoy it. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You wake up, but you're already feeling behind. You have your entire to-do list to address, and it's all endless, and somehow your entire day just flies by. And at the end of it all, you don't even remember what you did. It's all just a big blur. Yes, you are exhausted, but you only repeat the same cycle the following day. We're always rushing, doing things, always busy. But let me ask you, when was the last time that you actually felt present, right? When was the last time that you truly enjoyed a moment without thinking about the next thing, right? We live like we're racing against some invisible clock, but where are we really trying to get to? Where are you rushing to? You. So today we're flipping the script, and I'm going to be talking about the art of slowing down, not just physically, but mentally, for your mental health. Because if we don't learn to do this now, we'll wake up one day and realize that we've rushed through our entire life. So come with me. Let's talk about it.
Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with me.
My name is Bridget, and welcome to Bridge Tribe. On this channel, we'll talk about motherhood, intentional parenting, we talk about finances, and we talk about health and fitness. So if this is your first time, watching my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like our video, and drop a comment. And please turn on the notification bell, okay? All right. So the rush life epidemic, right? I want to talk about that. Why we feel like we never have enough time. Do you ever feel like you're running on a treadmill and that it is going nowhere? We live in a world where time feels like a scarce commodity or resource, where every moment is accounted for and where the phrase "I'm busy" has become a badge of honor. Why is it like that? We wake up in the morning and before our feet even hit the ground, we're already behind, running late, already stressed. Why does it always feel like we don't have enough time? Like, there's never enough time, hours in the day. Why is this driving like a central rush through your adrenaline? Okay? So you see, the problem isn't really about time, it is how we experience time. We're constantly rushing through time that it feels like it's just slipping away. And when we eventually slow down, it expands, right? Modern culture glorifies busyness. Somewhere along the way, we started equating doing more with being successful, but being busy doesn't necessarily mean that you're being productive. And it definitely doesn't mean that you're being fulfilled. So this is why we need to address the rush life epidemic and uncover the reasons why we are all feeling so, time starved, and we're going to be examining the factors, that are contributing to this sense of overwhelm and explore practical strategies to reclaiming our time and our lives. So starting off, I want us to talk about overscheduling, and how this leads to exhaustion, right? Now, please tell me, what's our obsession with filling every moment in your calendar? Because for some reason, we think that if we're not doing something, then we're wasting time, right? We've all been there where we overcommit or we overpromise and overextend ourselves, leaving us frizzled out and overwhelmed and exhausted. We do not realize that an overshadowed life is an underlived life. The question now is, why do we do it? Why do we resist slowing down? Many of us, we rush through life because we want to please others and do not want to disappoint them, right? It may also be the fear of missing out on events, on opportunities or experiences. Some of us attach being busy with success or self-worth, right? So for some, it may be that deep down, we're afraid and we're running away from ourselves. We fear that if we stop moving, then we stop doing things, right? So we'll have to face the uncomfortable thoughts or feeling. So we stay busy as a distraction, right? And finally, for some people, it's just poor life decisions that force them to keep running and running without a pause or a stop. And it's just so sad. And then when I remember, there was a time in my life when I started my Onyx Fitment business, and my job, like everything was so overwhelming. And, there was a day that my daughter had to remind me that I was too busy to pay attention to her. And that was the day I decided that I would set out a day to rest. Okay. Now, other factors that contribute to rush life syndromes are also lack of boundaries. Poorly defined boundaries, work-life balance, personal life, work life lead to an always on mentality, and ultimately it causes burnout. Same with failure to set boundaries and say no. I'm going to refer back to when I decided to stop working on Sundays. The other reason is urbanization and living in the city, right? With the continuous spread of, urban life, urbanization, some cities are always buzzing. Like, these cities literally don't sleep. And the fast-paced environment of these cities contribute to your sense of rush and urgency. I can never envy Lagos people, because Lagos City, you are constantly in a rush. And I know that so many people who are watching my video can relate to that. Now, the next is perfectionism, right? And high expectation or unrealistic standards of success, especially the ones fostered by like social media and comparison. This will only lead you to feeling inadequate and the need to keep up at all costs, which, to say the least, can be very detrimental to your mental health and total well-being. So these factors, among others, have like adverse effects on us, such as chronic stress, anxiety, burnout. Worse is we lose touch with our values, our loved ones, our priorities, and our goals. We may even have to sacrifice our relationships, your health, your happiness, while being unable to shake the feeling that we're constantly playing catch up with our life. So now the question is, we have identified it, but how can we fix it? Number one is to learn to say no without being guilty. This is my personal experience. I had to learn this with business, with showing up for my business and wanting to please customers, attend to customers. Yes, setting boundaries, keep different parts of your life separate as much and as best as you can. Also, not every invitation needs to be a yes, right? Be mindful of your capacity and avoid taking on too much, right? Now, the next is set realistic goals. Be honest about what you can accomplish in a day or in a week, and then break them down into small, manageable steps, right? Do not bite more than you can chew, right? Per time. Stay within your limits and build up gradually, pace yourself, right? Next is schedule a downtime. Now, personally, my downtime days are Sundays, and when the week starts, I just look forward to Sunday, because Sunday is a day I'm off my phone, I'm off business, I'm off everything. It's just me putting that phone aside, putting social media aside, and just prioritizing myself. Now, it took a lot for me to do that, because a lot of time people try to guilt trip me and say, oh, why don't you pick up your son on Monday? Rest is not a reward, neither is it a sin or a crime. Rest is a necessity. So even God rested, right? So make time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Treat yourself to some downtime as non-negotiable. Next is prioritize. Focus only on high priority activities that align with your values and your goals. Conserve and preserve your energy and particularly your time. If it's not absolutely necessary, then it can be avoided or delegated, right? Be flexible. Literally block off time on your calendar for nothing. Don't overschedule yourself. Leave room for unforeseen circumstances, right? That may occur because life does happen every now and then. So you have to create allowance for that. And then communicate with people, communicate with others. Let others know your schedule and your boundaries to avoid overcommitting and overstepping their boundaries. Ensure that they understand your priorities. And then finally, review and adjust. Regularly review your schedule and habits to identify areas for improvement and then maintain a healthy balance. Having said all that, we can move on to the next topic, which is the game changer that beats the rush life syndrome. And I'm talking about the power of intentional pauses, like the micro moments of rest. Studies show that mindful pauses reduce stress, improve memory, and boost your creativity. So most people wait for one day to rest, but contrary to popular belief, no one needs a vacation to be able to rest or reset. This is because rest isn't a luxury, it's a discipline. You make the choice to rest and you have to be intentional about it. All it takes most times is a single intentional pause, right? Simply put, just flow and slow down, okay? As simple as this sounds, slowing down can be quite difficult for a lot of people, and I'll tell you why, right? The first reason is the art of slowing down. In a world that is constantly accelerating, slowing down is seen as a lack of drive and purpose, when indeed it can be a radical act of self-care, right? The art of slowing down involves intentionally creating space for relaxation, reflection, and rejuvenation. By doing so, you reduce your stress and increase your productivity, and you cultivate a deeper sense of fulfillment. The trick, however, is to start small, right? Start by incorporating small moments of slowing down into your daily routine, such as taking deep breaths, for a few minutes, going for a short leisurely walk. That is something that works for me. Simply savoring, and just sitting down in the moment. Then as you slow down, pay attention to your thoughts, your emotions, physical sensation. Allow yourself to become more present and aware of the moment, okay? Next is a quick and simple guide to slowing down would be, number one, like I said, schedule downtime, make time for relaxation. 2 is practice mindfulness, focus on the present moment without judging yourself constantly. Engage in slow activities like reading, gardening, yoga, meditation, cooking, walking. Technology detox, set phone free hours. Constantly checking notification keeps your brain in go-go mode, right? Grounding moments. Instead of rushing through daily tasks, take them in. Notice how your food tastes, feel the water when you shower, listen to the sound of the wind, just indulge. And then prioritize self-care. Prioritize those things that give you a sense of fulfillment. Be present in each moment. Present isn't about doing nothing, but about fully experiencing what you're doing already. Engaging in single tasks instead of just juggling 5 things at once. Focus on doing one thing fully and do it mindfully before moving on to the next task. And then next is mealtime ritual. Eat without distractions. No phone, no TV. Just enjoy your food, savor it. Don't just gobble it down because you are in a hurry and then you're jumping on to the next task. And then do an evening wind down. A slow night routine, can signal your brain to rest and relax. You could read a book, you could do some meditation and prayer, you can listen to music, you can journal, something fresh and cool, that just helps you, calm down from all the busyness of the day. Do whatever helps your body and heart and mind settle. Just be in the moment. Now, to summarize all of this, when we slow down, we become more aware, we become more present, we become more involved, and we become more grateful. And on a final thought, I wanted to share that we keep thinking that life will feel better when we check off all of the boxes. But we finally get caught up, when we reach the next milestone and when we finish that to-do list. But here's the truth. The only way to actually enjoy life is to slow down right now. Stop, smell the roses. We've explored the complexities of a rush life. It is clear that slowing down isn't luxury, but it's just a necessity. By embracing slowing down, you can transform your life from a frantic sprint, right, to a peaceful stroll. Slowing down actually helps you create a space for what really matters, right? It helps you discover a life of depth, meaning, and joy. A life that is truly worth living. So take a deep breath, pause, and start to truly enjoy the life that you're living as its beauty unfolds before you. Okay, so to recap all we've spoken about, we talked about business isn't fulfillment. Slowing down actually makes time for you to feel richer. Learn to say no and stop overscheduling yourself. Small intentional pauses make a huge difference at the end of the day. And your presence isn't about doing less, it's about experiencing more. Now, you watching me, I want you to challenge yourself and pick one thing to slow down on today, just one, and tell me in the comment section. Also, what is that one thing you're going to be doing differently? Because the truth is, your life is happening right now. So please be present in the life of your children. Don't rush past it. If you enjoyed this video, I want you to kindly share, like, and comment, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss our videos. Now, until next time, be intentional in parenting, living a healthy lifestyle, and building wealth. Bye.
Come and fly